Cool. So, kia ora everyone, and welcome to this webinar, which is Sell More Rooms with Google Free Listing, hosted by STAAH and Google. You're watching this from various parts of the world, so big warm welcome on this sort of wet day in Auckland. A little bit of housekeeping right here. All participants have been muted upon joining. I'm sure you've got these eager questions to ask, and there's a Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to ask these questions, and our team is here from Google as well as STAAH to answer these questions as the webinar continues. If you cannot do that during the webinar, we are there at the end to answer the questions as well. We recommend that you close all your tabs around so that you can watch this without any interference. And lastly, we've got a poll questions which we put up at the beginning, which we'll share the results. Feel free to answer them as well. Next. So this is us at STAAH. This is our head office in Auckland with the Expedia Elite Award that we received some time ago. And this doesn't constitute the 150 people who are across the globe who all work for STAAH as well. So we work with around 12,000 plus customers across the globe in 90 countries, and we have around 350 integrations in place. We've been in business for the last 15 years, and we are a New Zealand phone company. Next. STAAH helps accommodation providers across the globe grow their online revenue with their leading product, like the Channel Manager, Booking Engine, Instant Website, the Review Minder, and the vouchers. And this is how it sort of works in. Right at the top is your guest, and the left is your hotel or your motel or your hostel. And the journey is complex. Distribution has gone a bit complex these days, and we sort of fit in there to grow your online revenue. Next. So I'm Edwin Saldanha, the regional head of Oceania, based here in Auckland, and I also head marketing. And I've been with STAAH for over 8 years. And a bit of fun fact about me, I drive an electric vehicle, doing my small bit for the environment, and also a big savings on my wallet. So we are really honored today to have Pharaoh from Google join us. He's joining us all the way from Singapore. He's a partnership manager at Google. And over to you, Pharaoh.
Thank you, Edwin. First of all, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank STAAH, and I'd like to thank Dominik also for having me today to share some of the interesting tools that Google has developed for hotels. My name is Pharaoh. I'm from the partnership team with Google Travel. I've been in the team for about 2 years now. And a little bit about fun fact about me is, although my name is Pharaoh, unfortunately, I don't come from Egypt, nor am I a king. So that's a bummer. So yeah. And also some people ask me, if you're not a king, do you have a chocolate factory? Unfortunately, also no. But I'm happy to be here today to share hotel-related things with the hoteliers. So Edwin, shall we start the presentation, or shall we wait for a few more minutes? We can go. Fantastic. All right. So here is the agenda for today. We're going to have a few tools that we are going to discuss in details today, and also the next the action points that you can do to actually have access to these tools. And let's start by congratulating everybody here for surviving a very harsh 2-3 years. So COVID-19 has been really disrupt the travel industry. Not just the travel industry, all industries in general, right? And if there is one key takeaways that I want everyone to take home today, that would be understanding and adjusting to the user online journey will be more important than ever before. So COVID-19 has changed and accelerated the digitization in the region, in the world, in fact, right? And for me personally, the moment of realization is when I watch my mom, who is very conservative, who is very traditional, who like to buy things by looking at things, right? But during the COVID-19, she started buying things online. So that made me realize if COVID has pushed my mom to go digital, I think a lot more people has gone digital. It's very comfortable now for them now to find information and buy things online. And our industry is not an exception. Even before COVID-19, a research shows that in the US, right, about half of the travelers, they say that they are going to abandon their purchase intention if the online experience in finding the information in the booking is bad. Moreover, after COVID-19, this is going to be even more prevalent. More than a quarter of all future travelers are going to be very comfortable finding information online and do a booking. So that is very important. And if we look at the demand, online demand, right? In Google, we see this by identifying how much search query related to travels. It is also increasing right now, right? If we look at the last, from January to July this year compared to last year, for travel related query, we can see that there is a significant increase, right? And this means that we are looking at a stronger interest to travel, a stronger demand to happen, especially in APAC region, because in the US and in Europe, the travel recovery started earlier, but in APAC it's a little bit later. But in the last 3 months or so, we see that consistent opening and relaxations of rules across APAC that actually drive the interest and the demand up. So, how can hotels be ready to capture the future demand and also the changing behavior of the users, travelers, right? This is a simple question, but it's a big question, right? And for us, from the partnership department, we are very lucky because we have the chance to meet with hotels, big and small. We meet with hotel associations. We meet with hotel tech company that support the online distributions to understand the different pain points that hotel have in the process of digitization, in the process of distributing the inventories online. So today we are going to share about 3 tools, regardless of where you are in your digitization journey. We hope that these tools will help you. Before that, let's just close the poll and show the results of the 2 questions. Can we show the results? All right, so we have about 17% never heard about Google Business Profile or Google My Business, and 18% have heard of it but not sure what it is. So that's about like 35%. And the rest of you, well done. I think you have taken the first steps to establishing your presence online. This will be discussed in greater detail in the second section. Okay, let's move to the presentation. So the first thing that I want to share is Hotel Insight. What is Hotel Insight? Hotel Insight is a tool, an external tool that Google provides to the hotels to help hotels to understand search interests and demands. So how do you use the tools? It's very easy. You just Google Hotel Insight in Google search, or you type Google hotelinsights.withgoogle.com, and then you can arrive at the tool. So over here, you'll be able to find how is the search interest for hotel in your region is developing, and where are these interests coming from. Let's just do a demo and then see so it's Hotel Insight with Google, or what you can do is you just like type Hotel Insight, and then you click here, so you will arrive at the tool. This tool has been designed to be very, very easy to use, because some hotels may be familiar with Google Trend tool, but some of the hotels are very new and they have like staff that are not so familiar with a Google Trend or Search Console, for example, right? So this is very easy. What you need to do is select your market. So let's say in APAC, we are looking at Indonesia, and then you can choose like which region you're from. So we can choose Bali for this example, and you will be directed here. So you will have a high-level overview about how the search interest is changing. So for Bali in particular, it's fantastic. Over the past 12 weeks, actually the interest of accommodations in Bali rises 75%. And then you can see in greater detail how does it look like. Okay, if you look at this drop like this, please ignore it. Not to worry, sometimes the system takes time to actually update it in the dashboard, but you can still see the general trend, how it performs against the year before or 2 years before. And you can also look at the distributions, whether the demand comes domestically or online or overseas. And in fact, you can click through and you can find the details of it. So for example, for Bali, you see that domestic demand is still quite high, but it's followed quite closely, I suppose, is by Australia, right? And you can click here to understand even more where this demand is coming from. So you can do this depending on your needs. Maybe you want to develop your tactical promotions. You can click 4 weeks. Then this data will be updated, and this is also relevant for different countries in APAC. So that's one of the tools. So understanding demand actually involves a lot of data points. I'm sure internally you have your own data points, like your website data, your booking data, your interactions with the customer data, right? So this is one of the additional external tool for you to estimate and understand the trend of the demand. So yes, you can find the trend and also where the demand is coming from. Also over there, you can actually find a lot more resources about what is the next step, especially if you are a hotel that just embark on the digitization. Look through the list of articles, how to optimize your hotel, your websites, in order to actually optimize the traffic that come to your sites. At the same time, you can also see that there is a poll going on. This is the second question that we will be discussing later. Feel free to answer it. Okay. The second thing that we are going to show to share is Google Business Profile. This is previously this is called Google My Business. So what this is exactly? This is every one of us has a social media, right? Social media profile. So Google Business Profile is a business profile, and inside it, Google actually have a few fields that you can fill up in order to show the most relevant information to users. So we know that in a complex user journey, typically one of the stock is to do a Google search, right? So it is very important, therefore, to be easily discoverable in the Google platform. And Google My Business or Google Business Profile will help you to highlight this important information. Not only that, because this is connected to the Google Maps, this is also help to direct physical footfall to your business and your hotels. For those who have not signed up yet, how do you get an account is very easy. What you have to do is you go to google.com/business and then you can sign up there. After you sign up with your email address, you can actually update with the business details, the facilities, and then you will be asked to do a verification. Typically, this involves Google actually sending you a postcard with a code, and then you receive the postcard and then you put in the code into the system. Then you will be verified and you will be live on Google. after you go live, you can engage with customer by messaging them, by responding to reviews. You can also do posts and also update the information that you have in Google Business Profile. And in Google Business Profile, we are constantly updating the features and the amenities that you can highlight to the user. So before we go there, it is very important for you, if you already have an account, to also like periodically update your amenities. Is there any changing amenities caused by the COVID-19? What we know is 29% of the customer is more likely to consider purchasing if your facilities or amenities information is complete. And even bigger than this is actually photo. If you set up your Google Business Profile 10 years ago or 15 years ago, it may be a good time to actually update it, because 90% of Google users is more likely to interact with the business with an updated, with the better pictures. So one of the other feature that Google Business Profile has launched is the ability for hotel to actually highlight the feature related to sustainability. So if you have eco certification, you can update it here. Later we'll do a demo how Google users actually find this information, how they interact with the platform. And if you don't have an eco certification but you are doing some sustainable practices, you can also highlight it here. So this is a sample of the UI, how it is being shown in Google. If you have an eco certified, if you have a eco certification, so you have a badge here. And the next one is free booking links. This is the third one. Free booking links is a different type of interactions. So typically Google will show a general information about the hotel, but free booking links we will be showing prices, and we will discuss later how this is important in your interactions with the user. Before that, can we call for the poll results to be shown? Okay, Tanmay, can we show the results of the? Okay, so I think majority of you, about 80% or more, have never heard of it, or even if you have heard of it, you are not sure exactly. So in this section, we are going to discuss about it. So first of all, hotel information in Google is discoverable in 3 surfaces: Google Search, Google Maps, and Google Assistant. And combined, these surfaces actually, it has more than 1 billion active users, and it is present almost in all countries, right? So if you are actually providing the information to Google to be discovered by the users, you have actually really great potential to reach out to new customers from all across the globe. So what is the free booking links? I think it is best shown by a demo. So today I'm going to share with you two examples of how Google users use Google platform to find hotel information. The first one is what we call a categorical search. In a categorical search, a user actually search for a hotel in a specific city, but they do not have any specific hotel in mind. So for example, if somebody is looking for a hotel in Bali, this is how the landing page looks like. So the top part is the traditional, what we used to call this AdWords or a text ad, and the bottom part is what is referred to as an organic products or SEO by the industry. What is rather new is somewhere in the middle is here, so just below the AdWords. This is called the hotel search, and this is an interactive platform that user can actually use to plan their journey. So for example, now a user can actually find information based on a specific itinerary. So for example, they want to go September 9 to 11, for example. And then all the information of rates and availability will be populated in Google. maybe for certain travelers, they prefer to find hotels based on the locations. So the maps is also here. They can actually look, maybe they like to stay near the Kuta beach, so they can find the hotel here. Or potentially, maybe they don't mind the location, but they need the hotel to have a pool, for example. Or maybe it has to be an eco-certified hotel. So this is the filters basically the user can actually use to fine-tune and to find the right hotel for them. So this is more interactive, more engaging, and the more amenities, as we said before, the more amenities that you fill up in Google Business Profile, the more chances you have an advantage over hotel to find your target customer. So for example, we look at Conrad Bali. So once they click, they will be brought to this page, what we call Hotel Immersive. Over here, the Google users can find a lot more information. So the first tab is an overview tab, which is a summary tab. It actually summarizes all the information like photos, reviews, locations that the hotel has provided to Google, right? But depending on the user, they may be interested in different tabs. For example, some of the users really want to see the photos, right? So they will spend time here. Or some of them, maybe they have a pet, so they want to make sure that it's pet friendly, or maybe they go to the gym every day. So these are the tab that they will spend more time in. Or maybe they are an adventurer, or they like to eat certain kind of food. So they may look at the locations, or perhaps review is more important to them. But regardless of these 4 tabs, right, where they actually look in details, right, most of the time, once they like the hotel, they will go to this tab called prices. So the tab prices actually show the Google users the different prices where they can actually book the room for the hotel. So it could be your direct channel, your direct website, or it could be your OTA channels, or it could be your other channels, right? And in the market, by some people, this is considered a very, very prime real estate, very, very important real estate, because this is where the battle is, right? Once people actually look at prices, typically they like your hotel, they are deeper in the in decision-making funnel, they are probably in consideration stage. And it is very important for hotel to have a chance, right, to show up here, to show your direct prices here. And also, if you look at this page, there are 2 distinct sections. The top one is an add section, and the bottom one is an all option section. So the top part is payable products. That means to show up here, you have to bid, and if you win one of the top 4 slots, and then you will show up. And the bottom part is the organic part. If you come here last year before April, there is only an ads part. So this used to be only a payable products. So Google has actually now create an organic section where, as long as hotel can give Google the rates, Google will show this for free to the user. So let's talk about this organic section, right? So first of all, again, as long as you are able to actually send Google the rates, we will show the rates. Not only that, we will also give you an official site badge indicating to the user that if there's a click through here, this will be brought directly to your website to complete the booking. So it is very easy. They like the price, they click, and then they complete the booking. And also, because this is an organic product, this is not in the ranking is not influenced by the bidding. So the more relevant the information is, Google will rank it high. And because you are representing the direct hotel, typically your information is very, very relevant to the user. So typically it will sit on the first slot or second. Most of the time it's the first slot. So this is good. As long as you can give us the rates, you practically get free visibility. You potentially get like free traffics, and hopefully some of them confirm to bookings, and this is direct bookings, where you can actually control the environment, you can control the guest informations, and you have a better margin also. So you have greater control in this channel. So free booking links now appear in this page, is also appearing in this page, overview page, and also it also appears in what Google call a navigational search. So for example, right, if in a Google search, they already know your hotel and they look for your hotel, the name of your hotel specifically, this is what we call navigational search in Google. The landing page, if you notice, is different. Google is actually surfacing different kind of information. There is historical prices shown here, and also on the right side, we show the knowledge panel. How it helps is, typically, if somebody remember the name of the hotel, the intent to book is actually very high. So Google make it easier for the user to actually complete the booking. So you can see that in this space also, there is an add section, also a free booking link section, the top two. So don't miss your chance to show up, don't miss your chance of a potential traffic. Other than this, free booking links also showing up on maps. So some of them, they travel or they backpack, they use maps more. The information is also available there. And in the future, we hope to actually bring the free booking links options to more surfaces. So that is the free booking links as an overview. Just to recap, if this is a navigational search, right? So you see that there is a knowledge panel here, and the information is shown here, and free booking links is now appearing here as well. It also appears on the hotel immersive, on the overview, also the prices tab, also on the maps. So it is a new, a free way to reach a potential customer, right? And again, being able to show prices and to let them consider your prices, it is a different kind of interaction, just than like merely showing your hotel information. So the value of free booking links is very clear: free visibility, free reach, and reach potential customer from all over the globe, right? For most of the time, we recommend actually hotel to give the prices through a technological partner. They will do the heavy lifting to get the technical behind the scenes, to get the rates to Google, to make sure that it's accurate as well. So some of the best practices is to ensure that you have given accurate prices, right, to your technological partner and technological partner to Google. Ensure that your landing page is user-friendly, easy to use by the mobile user as well, and make sure that the business profile information is also updated. Okay. So in a nutshell, today we have shared today with you, number one is a tool to have an overview of trends and demands with Google Hotel Insight. We have shown the basics, the fundamentals of being found in Google through Google Business Profile, and most interestingly is how to show your rates, right? So that you also are present in consideration stage of that user travelers. So that's all for me. So I will pass over the time back to Edwin to discuss more about free booking links, especially with STAAH, how STAAH is actually facilitating this through Get Google program. Over to you, Edwin.
Thank you, Phil. I think that was really insightful. And one of the things which you have learned over the years in seminars that we have attended through Google as well is how powerful the Google business listing is. And what we have done at STAAH, though we are a tech provider, we also post images which we post on social media. We also post that on our Google My Business listing. And we're surprised that when we get statistics to say, you got 10,000 views on your images on your Google My Business, and over certain time period, we're just amazed on that. And so we also leverage on that. So thank you for sharing that information, and hoping that the hotels and the hoteliers who are here today take advantage of these three things that you mentioned. And I've also listed it down on my head is Hotel Insights, Google My Business, and lastly, free booking link is what we call as Get Google. So thank you for that, Ferro. So let's go to the next one. So we launched the service late last year, and of course the world was still in a pandemic situation at that point of time. But we've seen most of the early adopters taking advantage of this. And on the next slide, I'd like to share this with you. In this year alone, our hoteliers who are listed to STAAH have saved $160,000 on commissions by getting these pre-booking links to Google, or what we call as that Get Google. And that's a big amount to save in there, you know, and these days everybody's trying to, you know, save and have some cost cutting in there. This is definitely a big saving in there for our properties. Next. I'm really delighted to have Dominik here with us today. Dominik is the operation manager at Windsor Hotels. He's been a customer for many years. I've known Dominik as well for the years. I chat with him when he sort of enlightens me on what happens in hotels and hospitality accommodation. And today he's going to share some insights of the services used to Get Google. So I wouldn't want to steal your thunder, Dominik. I like that photograph. It's bright and green. Nobody will miss you in Rolleston. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Edwin. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to that webinar. I got a little bit out of it as well. I didn't know everything, and I already be on the computer another one and follow up which steps I still need to take for tonight. We're using Get Google through STAAH since end of last year. Obviously, with the pandemic, there was not that much international travel, and more domestic, but even that helped us quite a bit. We closed the gap to Booking.com by, I think we're just under 10% less than in direct bookings now compared to what comes through to Booking.com. We used to be just half of that before through the website. So yeah, it helped us quite a bit to get more direct bookings, less commission. It is definitely a really good tool. One thing is, I just saw it on the Bali thing, that if you offer on Get Google the price higher than on Booking.com and Expedia, people will go through Booking.com and Expedia. So be aware of that people look for the cheapest price when they have the price compared to each other. So, but I think Edwin and his team can definitely be helpful there with setting your channel manager up to display cheaper prices on Get Google than on Booking.com. Yeah, I don't know if there are any questions from anybody regarding.
Yeah, Dominik, what we'll do is we will put it open for people to ask questions as well. So that they can ask you as a user as well, what have you done something differently or anything on the lines to sort of increase your bookings directly and compared to OTAs as well. And I'm glad that this service has helped you reduce your commission. And I think that's the main purpose of us when we sort of knew that we could do this connection. We were really excited, being an ex-hotelier myself, you know, that we could bring these savings to everyone. So thank you for sharing your insights. And as you're going to be online for some time, so the team can, any of the people can ask you any questions. So feel free to answer to them. So thank you, Dominik. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
So, Ferro, next. Yeah, and as Ferro mentioned, we've done the heavy lifting for you guys. So we are fully integrated with Google. to sort of drive that potential guest to your website, reduce your commissions, and of course, maximize your profitability in there. Our team has really worked hard to ensure this is all in sync, and they've done a fabulous job, and people are taking advantage of this, and we're really happy about it. One of the things I thought I'll just mention is make sure that when you're listed on Google My Business, it has to match with the name and address which is set up on STAAH. It's really important. Otherwise, that connection cannot be found. So make sure the address and name always matches. That on Google My Business should match with what is listed on STAAH for us. Next. So if you're keen to participate in the service, you log into STAAH. On the top right-hand side is the Get Google feature, which we call it as Get Google. It has got the terms and condition on the left-hand side. You hit that accept, and there are a few things. Ferro, if you don't mind, go to the next one. We'd like to mention this is a really important one. Firstly, because it is linked to your booking engine, you must subscribe to the STAAH booking engine. Of course, you've got to have a Google My Business listing as well. And as I mentioned earlier, it has to match up with Google My Business listing has to match up with STAAH. And then your property has to be listed in one of the following categories in there. It's a hotel, motel, resort, extended stay, B&B, guest house, farm stay, hostel or camping cabins. The room types have to be, and availability have to be loaded on STAAH. The room types setup has to be displayed. Basically, whatever you display on your booking engine is eventually displayed on Get Google. And make sure you've got at least one deal available on your booking engine, and it's valid for 365 days or more, because it's not just people booking for the next 20 days, they're booking months in advance as well. And finally, it's also important to check this off and on to see your rates are matching exactly what is on, you're pushing it through a booking engine, which is matching on Google. So we recommend that to happen. Next, yeah. Once you've enabled this service, it takes around 7 days for that integration to show live in there. So don't get impatient that it's not showing as soon as I've hit that live. It does take 7 days, and we are hoping that Google can sort of speed that in future. But as of now, we live with 7 days. Is there by the time it picks it up on Google My Business. There's a small monthly fee that we charge, as Ferro mentioned, to do the heavy lifting and to continue doing that for you guys as well. Yeah. And now, how do you check if the booking has come via Google? Now, there are 3 ways to do that. If you're using a Max Channel Manager, it is listed under Advanced Booking Search. If you're listed on the Instant Channel Manager, the next one, it's on the Bookings tab. And lastly, on the third one, it's under Reporting under both. It's under the point of sale. You can see all your Google bookings right here. So next. There are some FAQs I thought I will just share with you. Firstly, is there a minimum term to sign up? No. Do I need to sign a contract? Definitely no. Just enable the product and you pay as you go. What rate is displayed on Google? It's your lowest rate, which is set up in the channel manager. And finally, if you're interested, please get in touch with us at sales@staah.com, and we are happy to answer any questions. And our team is also happy to answer any questions today as well. Yeah, next. And I think that covers a bit of our presentation right here. We are open to answer any questions and answers. I think our team has been doing that on the side as well. But feel free to answer any questions. We'll wait for a couple of minutes in there for you to ask any questions. But Dominik is also present there, so we can ask him as a user, end user. Ferro from Google is also there. And we'd like to hear from you. So we'll wait for a few minutes in there and then we can conclude the session. And I hope this has been a bit of an education for you guys. And we're here, always here to answer any questions. And we thank you for your support as well. And thank you for being there as well. So we'll wait for a few minutes for the answers. Ferro, do you want to answer any questions?
Yes, I think I saw there is questions in by Budiman. I think his question was, he was bidding. He was doing a bidding on hotel ads, and now is also appearing on the organic one. And the question is, if I stop bidding, do my organic still appear? Okay, let me just go back to the slide so that everybody knows what's happening. Let me just go down. Okay, here it is. All right, so as you can see that, can everyone see this? Okay, so as you can see that there are two ways to actually show your rates. One is by hotel ads, or all option, or organic results, or free booking links. If actually you are actually passing the rates to Google through a technological partner, regardless of whether you want to do hotel ads or not, whether you want to do bidding or not, this will always appear. This will always appear. So not to worry, if you're not doing any bidding, it will still be present on the organic side. So this actually sits well with a lot of the hotel who is still trying, or they just want to be present on the organic section, right? Of course, there are hotels, depending on the season, they want to capture bigger demand, and it is aligned with their marketing objective. They want to do hotel ads. So on top of the organic results, they do bidding so that they can appear on top. So they have double the impression, double the chance to get click. But it's not required. If you are happy to be in the organic one, then we are happy to actually have you shown on the organic part. The only exception is if you are actually doing the hotel ads through a marketing agency or an ads partner. So that means you are doing a bidding and the organic product is actually given complimentary. So if that's the case, when you stop the relationship with that particular marketing agency also, typically they will stop actually sending the rates to Google as well. So it really depends. But in general, if you are sending the rates through a technological partner, like in this case through STAAH, whether or not you are doing hotel ads or not, you will still show up on the organic part. I hope that answered the question.
There's one saying, can we do both hotel ads and free listing at the same time, Ferro?
Yes, that is right. You can. Yeah, yes. It's not compulsory. If you are happy to be on the organic side only, it's fine with us. If you want to do more aggressive marketing, you can do both. So what happened is actually once you actually send the rates to Google through technological partner, we are actually using the same data to appear below and also on top. So we are using the same rates information that has been supplied by the technological partner or by the hotel.
Are you answering that one? Is there a holiday rental option?
All right, that's a great question. So a quick question, I noticed that there is a holiday rental option as well. How similar is it to the hotel? Okay, the holiday rentals, the formal name for it is called vacation rental. So this is to cater to specific properties and products that has like holiday types of property, which is quite popular in the West, in the US especially. The difference is for hotels, typically Google will identify a property as a hotel if, number one, they have a check-in counter, they actually accept walk-in customer, and then they have a management on site to actually attend to the needs of the customer. Sometimes they have a sign outside, so it's like a hotel, right? People can come in and then check in. Vacation rental, typically they have to book it online in advance, and it looks like an apartment or private properties, so they only can come if they do a booking in advance. In Google, we actually separate these two categories, and for VR, we have a different kind of experience. Right now, the information on VR is surfaced in the West, in US, in Europe, and in APEC, we will be launching it soon on regional basis. So there is still some pilot project that we are doing. As soon as the project is launched, we will give you an update on that.
No, I think you're doing a good summary, because sometimes it can get a bit complex with vacation rentals, right? Because it's not in one place as well. So thank you for clarifying that, Phil.
No problem.
And it says, can we send the rates on Google if the one who handles the ads, Meta, is the PE as well?
How, if the one who handles the Meta ads is the BS as well? Okay. So this depends. First of all, you need to check with your booking engine if they have built a direct connection with Google. If they have, then they can actually send the rates to Google.
There's a funny thing which we can say, right? In the old days, if you wanted an answer, you had to go to Google, but now you have to go to Ferro.
I can answer some of the questions, but I'm sure Google will be able to answer more questions than me.
How do we check if our business is listed on Google Business or not? You can do that yourself. Just go on, type your property name, and if you can't feature in the right-hand side, then you can claim your business as well. So you can do that, and it's, I think, the must-do for every business, whether it's hospitality or not. It's required, and the process is to confirm that that you're the legit person. There's a code sent to you, not on email, not by fax, but by snail mail. Am I correct, Ferro?
In general, yes. In general, yes. So first of all, the reason why we have to do verification is because the Google Business Profile is surfacing on maps, right? So people can actually get direction and be directed to your physical location. So we have to make sure that your location is real and it's there, right? So we send a snail mail or a postcard, right, to make sure that it arrives at the right locations. So the general verification method is to use a postcard. However, now I think they are actually improving. There are different kind of verification methods, because in some region, like in Southeast countries, it tends to be a bit more difficult to actually get the postcard, apparently. So they received the feedback and they have improved the system. And in depending on your region, they may have alternative way to do verification as well.
That's the only time I've got a postcard from Google is when we had to verify a business listing. I'm still waiting for my birthday card as well.
Okay, I will discuss that internally with the team.
You've answered all the questions. If you can go back at the end, I think we are nearly there, Ferro?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining in this session. Thank you to Ferro and Dominik for being part of the session. And on behalf of STAAH, we wish you a good day in whichever part of the world you are in. And do reach out if you need any help. We've got heaps of content on our blog to inform hoteliers how to be smart and savvy marketers as well. So thank you for attending. I hope this session has brought a bit of enlightenment to you guys. And go and get Google. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Dominik.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.